tuboro kuishika tubakora mina cheki kama hora na madenge denge tuko na madenge denge zimeshika tu makoro na mamuzwa na tuboro kuishika tubakora mina cheki kama hora na madenge denge tuko na madenge denge ati tuko madenge na venye waroro
99.22 FM. This is Radio R.
This is Radio R,
home of African music.
Pull up, nigga. Pull up.
The listeners agree. The message is clear.
Here we go.
The best radio station to listen to this year.
It's the best.
It's the best music.
Best tunes.
Because they got the best music.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
99.22 Radio RFM.
Your home of African music.
We play only your choice.
We are number one on entertainment.
Check this out, ladies and gentlemen listening.
Music.
We take care of your music needs.
Interviews.
Are you ready?
And Diaspora Chronicles.
Keep listening for more.
Oh yes, it's 99.2 FM. Radio Ara. Your station, your solution.
Let's go!
For your daily shows and African hits, Canada, DJ Drazi and Divina Richards on Radio Ara 99.2 FM.
99.2 FM.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Station with the best music.
I love music.
Oh yes, I got you, baby. I'm telling you, number one African station. For Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Here's updates happening around African countries and interviews and experiences. Of Africans and their friends living in Europe and all over the world. Most of you are asking why can't we say this in Germany? I'm telling you, Europa's Nummer 1 Radio. Für Afromusic, Afropop and worldwide hits. There's actually Ereignisses in afrikanischen Ländern. Interviews und Erfahrungen von Afrikan und ihren Freunden, die in Europa auf der ganzen Welt leben.
This is your number one radio station.
Yes, and of course your number one radio station from Stuttgart City, wherever you may be listening to us from. Welcome to the AGGY'S live talk show, wherever you may be listening to us from. As I said, yes, we are here today a Sunday afternoon. You can just call it a Sunday evening. It depends on wherever you may be listening to us from, or wherever actually you are watching us from. Remember, we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, and I'm telling you, we're live on www.cradior.com. If you're gonna join us right now, tell us what do you think. Today we have a very open topic here, and I'm telling you, Agnes happened to be in holiday. I'm telling you, she might be watching us and you might be seeing her somewhere, but I'm telling you, she's having her holidays. And as you many know that in August, so many people actually take their holidays. I don't know why. I'm gonna ask that later. Maybe TP has some tip on it. He has been to holiday 2, 3, 4 times, and I've been sitting here and I'm asking myself, do I really need this holiday? But I'm telling you, this is gonna get all of this on your home of African music. And I'm telling you, welcome to AGGY'S live talk show, and I'm talking about Diaspora Chronicles out here. I'm telling you, there's so many things that are happening. If you have a question out there that you think maybe we're gonna talk about it, just give us a very short message on our social media platforms. Talk to us. Today we are having a very nice conversation here. So many questions we might be asking ourselves here. So many questions we might be asking our viewers out there. You might be asking us some questions from out there, wherever you may be at home. And I'm telling you, I'm not alone here. Yes, I'm talking about the newest DJ in town as always. Yes, number one all the way from Ghana, Accra. I always call it Ghana. I love Accra. I don't know why. All the way to London, and now right here in Stuttgart city. This is your home of African music, where we are found. Actually, I'm telling you, I'm not talking none other than TP. Yes, I'm talking about the problem. TP, DJ Ikwaku, the problem, sitting right here next to me. But before you hear his voice, I'm very sure most of you, yes, you're waiting for his voice here. We're gonna go to a very short break. We're gonna be back, yes, after this short break.
We already started 2021 with a great sound. It's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, non-stop African hits, broadcasting live from Stuttgart city to the world. 99.2 Radio RFM, a place where music lives.
Yes, a place where music lives. I'm telling you, home of African music. RFM, I'm telling you, Europe's number one African station for Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Remember, updates happening all over the world and here in diaspora to Africa. Yes, and their friends currently living here in Europe. And of course, our friends currently back at home, yes, in Africa. And I'm telling you, welcome to AGGY'S live talk show. If you're joining us right now, remember, as always, we are live. We are live on YouTube. We are live, yes, on Facebook. We are live on www.cradior.com. Everywhere you want to listen to us from, remember to subscribe to our pages out there. Instagram, find us on Radio R 99.2 FM. Just click there. Let's share everything. And to artists out there who want to send their music every day, remember the email address is actually on our live right now. You can just check it down below. There is everything you need. Send us your music. I'm telling you, DJ TP is sitting here right here, and I'm telling you, you're gonna get everything one-on-one. Yes, from Stuttgart city, Germany. Let me introduce, yes, my co-host today for the AGGY'S live talk show. Yes, remember, my name is Kadid Richards here. I'm telling you, I'm having here DJ Kwaku TP. TP, welcome to AGGY'S live talk show.
Thank you for having me, and thank you, Aggie, for giving us this platform as well.
Yes.
Enjoy your holiday.
Enjoy your holiday, Aggie, out there. I'm telling you, you gave this session to the wrong people out there, but you're gonna prove you wrong. Actually, we are not the wrong people. We are actually the right people. But I think wherever we are sitting right now, I don't know if you can discuss these matters concerning Aggie's live talk show, Diaspora Chronicles. But we're gonna try. As always, we have always tried. Thank you so much for the big up. Last time we did it, yes, we are asking a very important question out there. Do we have to go back to Africa? Yes, from diaspora. So many people, oh my, I didn't expect that. Even now, I'm proud to be myself sitting here. I'm telling you, I've just been reading your comments all that day, but I hope today I might go through some of them. Yes, but today we're gonna shoot any question out there that you want us to answer concerning diaspora, concerning Africans in diaspora, concerning Africans who have been in diaspora, have gone back home, concerning those who have come from home and they're here and they don't want even to go back home. They have their own reasons out there. Tipi, what do you think about today's topic? Which is actually broad, which we don't actually have the specific, but I'm telling you, Diaspora Chronicles. Thinking of everything in diaspora, we are on a sitting room here, having our water out there. There's so many things that happen here in diaspora. And maybe, do you have friends in diaspora?
Yeah, so many friends in diaspora. So many friends that have come from Africa, born in Africa, and brought to the diaspora when they were very young. Some at a later age, and even others who were born and raised in the diaspora, like me.
Like you?
Like me, yes.
I'm gonna come there, yeah, because some of us, we were raised somewhere, but I'm telling you today, we're gonna talk to so many of you out there who are born in diaspora like him. Some people who came from Africa to this place. What is the experience and all that? But I have friends actually. To my side.
Oh, you have friends?
I have friends.
Really? You got some friends?
I got some friends out here. Okay. But different friends actually, from different backgrounds, different behaviors. Friendly, harsh.
Yeah.
Some teach me.
Yeah.
Some give me lessons. And all that. That's why I'm saying I have friends, and I'm actually privileged to have more friends. And most of the friends I have, I can just tell you here, they have motivated me to be somewhere.
Good.
Whether they are enemies, whether they are, because I don't know if I have an enemy. And that's the first thing I always ask myself. If someone is out there hating me, thank you, because you're making me improve myself each and every day. So talking of friends, sometimes arises a problem here in diaspora, TP, and maybe our families are away, miles away from here. Who do you run to first?
If I have problems, or
If you happen to have a problem, or you think a friend of yours has a problem, where do you happen to run to? Because most of the people out there, they run to their families, and now our families are miles away from here, man.
Me, I run to God first.
You going to court?
God.
To God.
God first.
Hey, I understand court. I was okay.
No, honestly, I'm like, for me over the years,
All right.
when I don't understand anything, I feel anxious. I feel any type of feeling which brings me to that type of mood. I run to God first, and at least let myself cool down.
All right.
And I'm calm, so I can first get on with my life. Then maybe as time goes on, I might speak to someone about it, or when I used to have a therapist, I speak to my therapist about it.
Okay.
Yeah, but there's not necessarily anybody that I run to with my problems for a solution for. No.
But do you think everybody has a therapist the way you can run to your therapist?
No, and that's interesting you said. I think in the black community,
yes,
there's a stigma with therapy. I don't know if it's that people feel like they don't want to share their problems out there, or if they feel that they have a therapist, it looks like they outwardly to other people, it looks like they have a mental health problem. Which is nothing. There's nothing wrong. We all go through it. We all go through challenges. We all go through. We're never just happy. We may go through times when we're sad. We'll go through times where we have anxiety. Times when we're just stressed. And I think what therapy does for me, or did for me, is allowed me to understand certain things that I went through in life,
right,
and as to why I'm feeling now. But yeah, anyway, we're talking about therapy. We're talking should Africans and diaspora return home. But go on.
It's okay because that's where some people really don't come up to. Because myself, the way you can say, most of Africans, this African mentality or something like that, when I run to a therapist, then most of the people may be thinking, am I mentally ill, am I mentally whatever. We Africans, we're like fighting to the end of the tunnel, you know.
Or worrying too much about what other people think when you say you're going to a therapist. That's also another problem.
They get worried about that.
Yeah, when you tell somebody, I'm going to a therapist, then they look at you like there's something severely wrong with you. Like you should like the devil is in you, or etc. No, it's not that. It's not that.
Do you think that most of us, we are dying because of depression? We are depressed over certain problems we don't want to share to anybody out there. We just want to sink to ourselves here, and leading to us here in diaspora being some of us actually reading it not to go back home. You know, most of them don't go back home because they fear so much. They don't try to express it to some friends out there. And
I wouldn't say we're dying. I say sometimes there's an easier path to take to not necessarily have the solution, but give you tools in order to deal with things, if it is a solution, or tools in order for you to cope, or coping mechanisms for your life to be a lot more easier to manage. And I think we don't necessarily choose the harder path, but sometimes we don't understand, or maybe the people around us, they do not know there's an easier path. You know, there's an easier path out there to get to where you want, to have peace mentally, which in turn could bring you happiness. And even then there's, again, sometimes we don't realize that there's certain things that we do, and we do it not for us, but we do it because we think that's what we should do, but it doesn't make us happy.
Doesn't make us happy anymore.
It doesn't make us happy.
I'm very sure. Actually, for those who are joining us, remember it's AGGY'S live talk show here on 99.2 FM. As you can see, Diaspora Chronicles, the question is out there. We are trying to open up on diaspora. What is actually happening here on diaspora? What do you think on what's happening here? Do you have friends in diaspora? Where do you run to sometimes when you have a problem here in diaspora? You can't all run to a government, because I've seen most of the people in diaspora in Middle East, most of the people in Asia, most of the people in Europe, most of the people who are far away in the United States of America. Where do you run to? Do you have to run to the embassy when you have some problems? Do you have friends out there? You can talk to us on on our social media platforms, actually on Facebook, on YouTube. Tell us, what do you think? Where do you run to when you have such problems out there? That's what we're discussing here on AGGY'S live talk show. Remember, it's your boy Kanida Richards here and the DJ Kwaku TP, actually on this platform today on AGGY'S live talk show. TP.
So where do you run to?
What do I run to?
Where do you run to when you have
Where do I
problems?
run to? It's a very nice question, because I cannot tell you that I have a therapist, because that African mentality is me, that I have to push myself.
Okay.
But sometimes I have a friend I can ask. I don't like keeping things on myself.
Yeah.
Sometimes it is something that is very tricky. You know who to tell and who not to tell. So I'm not saying I don't trust my friends. I do trust them, but on different levels. There's some things I don't declare to them all. You know, a secret is not a secret until you tell one or two and they say it has to be between us. You know. And then it goes out there, it has to be between us. That's no more secret. So sometimes I don't keep it to myself, but I have a friend that I always try to talk to.
But then what do you get from that friend? Does that friend give you a different perspective, or does that friend give you a solution? Does that friend give you... What does that friend give you when you speak to that person?
When I speak to a person, I can't handle so much of things. Maybe I get one or two from him, and maybe one or two advice on what to do, and sometimes on how to go, not through this problem, the same problem I'm going through, but sometimes on how I should avoid that the problem that I'm experiencing not to take over me, not to make me lose myself because of that same problem. Sometimes I get that kind of motivation. Maybe he tells me out, do what you do best. If you sit on radio R and talk to people out there and you're gonna forget that thing, sit there and talk to people.
So would you say radio is sort of your therapy or your coping mechanism in a sense?
I have to be frank here. Sometimes radio takes out most of my... This is my therapy. Let me just tell you, this is my therapy. Sitting here and talking to people out there, the people talking to me, the same back. Sometimes I always solve many of my problems at this place. I think so.
Okay.
So
with coming back to your friend who you have, so would you always act on the advice they give you, or does it just allow you to step back and have an open mind? What does it do for you?
It allows me to sit back and decide, because whatever I'm told, I'm gonna not decide because a friend told me that, but some of them hit me on the head and tell me the truth, and then I go back and reflect. And what I always tell myself is, before I got into that problem, before I got associated to that problem, because before this problem came up, I was Kanida. So I need to go back to myself. Either listen to music, either do something that I have not been doing for a while, or something that I have been doing for a while. And sometimes it doesn't have to be a real therapist, but that kind of friend who tells you go back and do whatever you have always been doing that makes you happy. For me, that is my personal therapy.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know what I'd like to. I mean, that's good. That's great to have. As long as that person can carry the load, so to say, if they may or may not see what you're giving to them as a burden, as long as they have space to do that, I think that's great. You're having somebody who could listen to you, or you can bounce off and you can trust. And they won't just go and say your business out there. I think that's great.
Actually, I think for me personally, I think when a problem arises, don't keep it to yourself. You're gonna kill yourself with depression and all that. Sometimes share it out. You never know who can help you. And don't fear, because there must be one person, even if there are 1,000 friends, there has to be one from these 1,000 friends that maybe sometimes can take you out of somewhere to never ever come out. And that's why sometimes I always believe in teamwork. And sometimes I always say, if I have a problem and I share it to someone, it can be solved very quick, rather than solving it myself. The same way, if I work somewhere and I work it alone, I cannot make it until I have a team who will try to do something from one side and another, and that problem or that thing is solved out. Sometimes I believe in that.
It's interesting, like you have that, and in my perspective as well. When I used to always hear about therapists and etc. That was I was afraid of telling the therapist everything. Because who's this person? I don't know this person from anywhere. Why am I telling you anything? And I think for me personally, I mean, growing up in the diaspora, seeing things I've seen and the discussions people have around me, the friends that I have that go through therapy, the family members that I have that go through therapy, that gave me confidence to do it, to go through therapy. And it's not like this deep, dark place where like they see if you're mad or not, and if you're mad, they say, "Oh, go to the I don't know what you call it in German, but the mental health institution."
Yeah, sure.
No. It's not. It's sometimes just like taking weight off your shoulders. You know, you speak to someone, and because they've studied this and because they know all about these topics, they're able to give you information or understanding back that sometimes you're not crazy by thinking what you're thinking, or sometimes you're not alone. You're not alone. This is common because they see not just you. They speak to many people.
Sure.
And they give you the confidence. And this is just life. Or if you want to deal with it, or sometimes if you have maybe say problems in a relationship, and you believe that maybe it's you all the time causing the problems, or the person saying it's you that's causing the problem. When you're able to speak to someone who understands these things, understands dynamics, they give you just they're able to say, look, take a step back, look at the situation. Okay, maybe this is you, maybe this is not you. Have you ever thought that, what this person is saying? They're saying that because they're trying, I don't know, not trying to win an argument, but this is not you, or they haven't quite understood you. And it's not you shouldn't blame yourself for this, because this is how you are, and etc. So yeah, that's therapy for me.
Thank you. And if you're joining us right now, remember it's 5:02 this evening, wherever you may be listening to us. Remember, it's AGGY'S live talk show. Diaspora Chronicles is actually what we are talking about here. And remember, for those who are asking, where is Agnes? Agnes right now is at her holiday. She has to take holiday from us so that she can have her own time out there. Maybe when she comes back, she has a lot to tell us. And if you're joining us from wherever you may be, Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, East Africa combined, I'm telling you, all the way from Nigeria, thank you so much for those who are joining us. Gambia, thank you so much. We can see a lot of people joining us from Egypt. Togo, I have always never forgotten Togo. Yes, I have an experience of Togo. So many people actually told us about the Togolese music, which actually will be coming to your places from your home of African music here. Remember, today we are talking actually on Diaspora Chronicles. Any question you have out there, do you have friends in diaspora? Who comes first to help you here in diaspora? What are some of the questions that you have out there? Maybe I can be reading some of you later on out there. Tell us what may you think we can answer you out there on AGGY'S live talk show here today, actually from your home of African music, 99.2 FM. I shall be back actually after this short break.
Mambo vipi, naitwa Mimi Mars aka the Sugar Queen kutoka East Africa, Tanzania, kupitia 99.2 FM Radio R. Enjoy.
Naitwa Stopper the Rhyme Maker, the bad rapper, the RCD Dan Dada.
Watu wangu kupitia 99.2 Radio R live from Germany.
Yeah, this is Linux Sandem Jada.
Naitwa Matan, msanii wa nyimbo za kizazi kipya nchini Tanzania.
Hello, mambo vipi, what's up? Naitwa Lino Sanga all the way from 255 Tanzania.
Yeah, ni Zedanto hapa ndani ya Radio R.
Yo, tunaitwa Africa Music.
Yo, bwana, inakuwaje watu wangu? Lisho Boy is a business live and direct kutoka Mbeya City. Unasikiliza Radio R au sio 99.2 au vipi bwana?
99.2 FM.
99.2 FM.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.
Live from your home of African music here in Stuttgart City, Germany. Remember today on AGGY'S live talk show, yes, we have been talking about Diaspora Chronicles. What do you think out there, wherever you may be listening? Do you have any question that you're gonna let us know here, that you're gonna let us discuss out there? Thank you so much. I can see so many people from Nigeria joining us here, and I'm telling you, any question that you have out there, tell us concerning diaspora out here. We have talked about, yes, so many. Do you have friends in diaspora? Sometimes do you carry your burden yourself here in diaspora? What comes up, yes, when this name diaspora comes up on your mind? What question do you have there? Do people meet out there and discuss about diaspora? Tippy, if I can ask, actually.
Well, I've got a question for you as well. Let me just throw this question in before you come to me.
All right.
How do you think your life would have been different if you were born and grew up in Germany, rather than if you were born in Kenya and grew up in Kenya?
Do you want me to answer that question right here?
Yeah, come on, let the people know.
Let me tell you something. If I was born here, or if I grew here, that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and born in yeah.
Hey, that's a very nice question. Okay, I have been here for several years, and I've been checking out, looking out what people say out there. I think one thing, if I could have been born here and grown here, I could see life being on a silver plate. Serious. I could been having a very different life, which some petty things which I think in my life I could not have been doing. I could not have been working that hard the way I'm right now working hard. I think let me just start with my stomach, because I love eating. I think cooking was to be something that I could never ever have learned.
Okay.
Yes, if I grew here, according to what I see, according to how the youths here sometimes behave.
Yeah.
And I think I was to depend so much on junky foods. It seems funny, but it's a joke. It's no joke. It's something that's very serious. To my perspective, I could have been lazy. I could not have been so much working hard, because I could have been enjoying some privileges that which I see here. Most of the people have, which as in Africa sometimes we don't have. First of the most important thing, I could have been lazy. I could be depending so much on my parents. Yes.
Okay.
That's the way I see myself. I could have been depending so much on my parents rather than working hard to have my own.
So that's considering that if your parents had money like that to give you and everything.
Yes.
What if your parents did not have? They had money, but they didn't have money you had to work.
Why? That's something very difficult for me to say, because maybe on that particular point I could have seen what my parents don't have. Then maybe I could have worked extra hard. But I don't think I could have worked extra hard as I work right now as an African.
Okay.
So many things here could have taken me out of my line of working extra hard to earn my own money to do this. I'm saying this because so many people might be asking, why is this guy saying this a lot of things? Because I understand we grew in a situation where we don't know what it means to have what they call in Germany kindergarten. Whereby as you grow, you are being paid. The government is providing some cash to the kids out here. Secondly, your parents are keeping trying to keep a lot of money in account, so that when you grow up to be 18 and you get out of the house, you have a house, you have a lot of those things. Those are the kind of things. I grew in a place whereby I knew my father could build something very small for me first, so that I can get out from his home, all right? And thereafter, I struggle to build my own empire.
Yeah.
And that's what actually I am doing right now. So sometimes I always see this could have been something else. Now I could be depending on my parents too much, rather than working myself out to earn my own money and get my own.
Everything you're saying to me is very interesting. Obviously, I was born in the diaspora.
Okay.
As you know, and I grew up in the diaspora,
Right.
and your perspective is very interesting to hear, because it's definitely, I think what you say is what you've most likely seen from the perspective of a white German perspective.
Yeah, that's what I'm actually saying, a white German perspective, because if I was born here, if this was home,
Yeah.
And my parents were white, that's the perspective I could have having.
Because from my view, I will not answer the question as well, but I could give you my experience as a black person who's born in the diaspora, and I grew up in the diaspora. Yes, there's certain privilege I have over people who came to the diaspora later, but I can tell you for a fact that the starting point is very different to if your parents were born and raised in the diaspora. So my parents were not born and raised in the diaspora. They came to diaspora. They came to the diaspora. So when they came, there was no money there for them. There's no, as you said, there's nobody when they're 18 giving them money. They didn't have kindergarten like that. Yes, we had. We were fortunate enough. They got kindergarten. We call it child benefits.
All right.
Kindergarten for us when we were growing up. But I never had what you say when I was 18. Then there was no money for me to move out.
There's no money for you to move out.
There's no money. My parents didn't have money to give me to say go and buy a house or none of that. So it's just interesting to hear your perspective to see, like, I didn't know that would be your answer. But it's good to hear, because it's not. I don't know if everybody has a very similar perspective. It's not that easy, because what you were talking about there is generational wealth. When maybe your parents have built up so much income, made so much investments, that there's money there to and there's I can't remember what it's called, but there's a trust fund for your child. But no, it's not every, unless they've been taught that. Because Africa, we're not taught that.
We are not told that.
Africa is more like your child feeds your parent when the parent gets a certain age, or gives your parent money. And this is the cycle we're trying to break now. So it's like, okay, we try and move from child giving parent money to your child. You as a child, build up your wealth, build your money up. So when it comes to you having a child, your child doesn't have to feed you. Your child doesn't have to give you money.
All right.
So you make sure you have enough income or make enough investments to sort you out when you're in that time called pension, when you finish working, or when you want to finish working earlier. But also, when your child is at that age, like you're saying, 18, 16, they have the foundation, we have the money, we put enough investment for them, so they're not suffering like we did. So I think, I don't know, I never thought about this, but I think my generation, being the first generation in the diaspora to be born, there's a lot of pressure on us to try and change everything, because we have the pressure of, our parents have the mentality from Africa. Some of the mentality from Africa, not every parent has.
Not every parent,
that we'll have to, when they retire, we'll have to give them money. But at the same time, we're trying to change the way that they think. We're trying to change the way that we live at the same time. So if it's having to give them money, make sure we have enough money, and make sure our kids, when they come, have enough money. We're trying to change all of that. So it's interesting you saying that. I think my generation have a lot to do.
There is a lot to be done. There is a lot to be done, because if the way you are saying is very correct, and what actually happens here is what we are saying. But now the question sometimes remains to those kids now, like you, who are born in London, here in diaspora. I've seen so many of them, and it's sometimes I ask myself, do they undergo? Because if I'm in a school, let me assume I am a kid and I'm born here. My parents are Africans, and we are going together school. The kids are white and all that, and they try to tell me what their parents give out and what they will get after they turn 18. Do you think this affects us? Because we know our African parents, they are thinking, they have the African mentality.
Yes.
Do you think it affects us when they tell us after when I'm 18 I'll get a car, I'll get a house and move out of my parents' house? Okay.
Yeah.
And me, I'm thinking, and I'm an African child born here. My parents are Africans, but those kind of things my parents are not telling me, but they're telling me to work my way out and get my own things. Do you think this thing affects us?
It does.
Okay.
It does. I'll tell you why. Because if you're in that environment, and that is your and to you then, what you have is, okay, what is being rich or what is having money or having wealth is what these children, what your friends have, these white kids have.
Sure.
So then you can have in your mind, unless you're in a different environment, you're poor, your family are poor.
Sure.
Your family are unable to maybe afford the amount of holidays your friends afford. Your family, when you're 18, you won't get this and that from your parents. There's no guaranteed level of job that your career that your friends will have. And when you're in that environment, it makes you feel poor. But if you're in another environment where all of what you go through as an African child or your household is the same, but in your household you are always fed, you always have clothes, you're going to school, you can be seen as rich compared to your environment. So everything is your environment and your perspective. So if you're, like I said, if you're in that bubble, you can feel like that. You'll probably feel like you're poor. But it takes for you to get older and realize that
life is
different. Yeah, everybody's path is different as well, and life is not black and white. Just because that person is rich, it means I'm poor. It doesn't mean that.
Super. If you're joining us right now, remember it's AGGY'S live talk show. I'm telling you from 99.2 FM, your home of African music. Diaspora Chronicles is what we are talking about here. What happens in diaspora when you are here as kids, as parents? What do your kids go through in school? What is the system? What if you were born here actually? What could have had more than you had it in Africa? And the difference. Do you think it affects our children out there in schools? That's what we are talking about here with DJ Kwaku TP. And I'm telling you, I don't know what can be done out there, TP, so that we avoid this. Because what can we do as parents so that these kids maybe can understand that as in our African way, we were maybe raised this way. In the European way, they are raised differently, but we are all aiming to the same position, or we are aiming somewhere, whenever we may be aiming to, we are trying to go we have the same goals.
I think we should, as Africans, celebrate what we have.
Sure.
Because actually we have a lot. Because there's certain things that we have. It's interesting that we're having conversations like this all week. Our parents were entrepreneurs. A lot of our parents are entrepreneurs before we were entrepreneurs. Our parents, but they wouldn't say they're entrepreneurs. Our parents maybe had shops, were buying and selling things even before we were doing this. When we were young, maybe that's what we saw they were doing. But in our mind, we didn't realize they were entrepreneurs. To us is like, oh, that's what mom does, that's what does, that's what uncle does, what auntie does. Even to a point with them owning land. I didn't see it like it's riches or anything. I just saw, okay, we just have land, or we have a house in another country, or we have 2 houses in another country. All I saw was what was in front of us and what we had. But looking back on now, there's so many people and all my friends and my white friends, they don't have 2-3 houses in Africa, in Ghana for example. They don't go to Ghana every year during Christmas and have a house to go to. There's a car there. They may not have seen their parents go to Italy to buy shoes, to bring it back to England to sell it. But all they see is their parents working. We have a different perspective. It's that we don't necessarily celebrate it because sometimes we're just doing it. We're just doing it, and it just feels, I think, to us, and when I saw my parents, it just looked like that's what they do.
Sure.
That's what they do.
Now, talking of these differences between how we Africans take it, when I was born here, I know that the differences between being raised in Europe, being raised in Africa, and having the African mentality while in Europe and while we are back, it gives me to pose a very slightly question, or maybe to bring a conversation whereby if now we talk about the kindergeld, the money that kids benefit from their parents here in Germany, can we equalize it to what we get as African kids back in Africa? Because here in Germany, I understand they have no land to give out to their kids, like to their sons, to inherit after they are some age, to build their houses, their own houses.
And sometimes not everybody has a house to buy. They don't own a house.
They don't. Not everybody owns a house actually here in Germany. Even if they stay out, even if they live here, they were born here. Not everybody, and not everybody owns a land actually. We have one advantage whereby our fathers back at home, they own land, okay? I can just speak from where I come from, whereby when my father will one day tell me, even this word is in the Bible, where this son demanded to be given his own wherevers and went away and came back, and the father accepted him back. But in Africa, we have whereby our fathers will one day say, this piece of land is for you. To begin your life, and this is where I will work extra hard, even if that piece of land looks very small. If I have a son in future, whereby I will say I have to give it to my son, because the forefathers, they were giving it out. My grandfather gave it to my father will give it to me, and I will give it to my son. Okay, and do we have to equalize this? Because now in Germany we have this kind of whereby they are saving for their kids, the kindergeld, to give them the money after they are 18, to say, now this is the money we have been saving for you, this is the house we have been saving it, now get out. Do we have to equalize this? Because in Africa we are told, this is the land, build it up, this is where we have said, now we have schooled you, we have done it, everything, you have gone to the university, this is the land you are supposed to build your house and begin your family.
I can tell you something with the kindergeld, it's not always done like that.
Alright.
Because the kindergeld can also be, that money is used for, if you're the upkeep of the child.
Sure.
Because already as a parent, you've got bills to pay, you've got rent to pay. If you go on a holiday, you're paying that. So then the kindergeld can be that if your parents are earning enough money. But from my experience, that wasn't it. It was more that was for our upkeep as children. And maybe it was a little extra money for my parents to do some other things as well. So I think in terms of what you're saying, could it be equalizer for it? Yes and no. Yes and no, because well, with money or with land, whatever, you still have to do more.
You still have to do more as a
because that kindergeld can only take you up to so much, and I don't know anybody. It can only take you so much, and even with the land, you have the land, you still have to build something on the land.
Okay, I ask something because I have an experience, not an experience. I have seen so much. I've seen it actually both in Africa, where I come from, and both here in diaspora, whereby when sons are born in somewhere, they try to fight their father to give them the land where they can build on their life. That has happened. I see here when we try to mingle actually out here with the youths who are born here at work or somewhere like that. I love the way Germans sometimes are very straight. They're gonna tell you, my dad was having nothing. When I was coming out of the house, he never gave me nothing. That's why I'm working actually myself out here to earn something. Then I see it back at home whereby people fight their fathers to give them land. Okay, even sometimes kill to inherit their father's property and all that. That's why I brought up this. Can we equalize this? Because most of the Germans here, they will tell you straight to the head, my dad did not give me anything when I get out of house. He did not work hard to give me something out like any other kids, like my neighbor's kids and all that. And I feel that there's something that we, like you said, actually, I agree to you, that you have to work yourself more harder. Myself, I can just say here, I can't try to depend on what my father will give me in future and say,
that's it.
Kanida, this is your piece of land. Why do I have to go and fight that old man? It is something that the people need actually to sometimes to think of, because in our generation, as we are growing, we are seeing actually most of the youth very young, trying to find their fathers out there and trying to check out what is actually happening. GK Rap Genius, thank you so much for joining us, saying Kanido Richards, Salmia, TP, nice topic. Yeah, greetings from GK Rap Genius. He was here last time, TP. Yes, actually. And we are talking actually about the differences between being born here, being born back at home. Yeah. And I'm telling you on AGGY'S live talk show. If you're joining us live now and you're wondering what are we talking about, Diaspora Chronicles out here, tell us anything that you may wish as we discuss here on AGGY'S live talk show. Remember, AGGY'S having a holiday right now. That's where we came up to support her on her show, AGGY'S live talk show. And as you know, AGGY live talk show is all about Diaspora Chronicles. What happens here in diaspora, the women in diaspora, the youths in diaspora, children who are born here in diaspora, and everything out there that is happening here. I'm telling you, we shall go for a very short quick break, and as we come back, we're gonna read actually on the comments. We're gonna read actually on what people maybe are asking from the internet side, maybe telling you on what's happening. So stay tuned. Yes, we shall be back after this short break.
Station with the best music.
I love music.
Oh yes, I got you, baby. I'm telling you, #1 African station. For Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Here's updates happening around African countries and interviews and experiences. Of Africans and their friends living in Europe and all over the world. Most of you are asking, why can't we say this in Germany? I'm telling you, Europa's Nummer 1 radio. If you're Afromusic, Afropop, and worldwide hits. There's actually ereignisses in African Schmenden. Interviews and Erfahrungen von Afrikan und ihren Freunden, die in Europa auf der ganzen Welt leben.
This is your #1 radio station.
Kiboko akikwara hamini kidiki kijogo akilala kuna mtunaji kama Willy
99.2 FM. This is Radio Ara.
This is Radio Ara,
home of African music.
Yes, I'm telling you, Europe's #1 African station for Afronews, Afrobeats, and the world hits. Yes, updates happening here around African countries to the world. Yes, remember today we are having a very open topic here, wherever you may be listening to us from. What do you think here in diaspora? What happens here in diaspora on the AGGY'S live talk show is all we are talking about. Yes, and everywhere you may be joining us, remember www.cradioara.com. You're gonna listen to us live from our studios here, and I'm telling you, don't miss it out. Tell us what do you think about the topic tonight, or give us some questions out there. Wherever you are and listening to us, tell us what do you think on what we're discussing today. And remember, everybody out there who is in diaspora Germany, we are talking about Tübingen all the way, yes, from Mannheim. We are talking all the way from Tübingen, Mannheim, Karlsruhe, Frankfurt. If you are out there and you need African stuff, so let me tell you something. We have some good news for you here as always. AGGY'S Afro Bazaar is always here for you. Remember, AGGY'S Afro Bazaar located here in Nellingen, coming soon, actually online. It's actually online right now. You can order things from there. Remember dialing the number you can see on your screens, and if you're listening to us, remember +49 172 768 5026. That is the number we are talking about. Call it. You're gonna get African food, African stuffs, and this summer actually out there, if you need African attires, why not? AGGY can actually deliver to your doorstep. Remember, AGGY'S Afro Bazaar, yes, the only African Afro shop that is located here in Stuttgart city, from wherever you may be listening to us from. Join us on this conversation. Remember, it is AGGY'S live talk show here in diaspora, and we are trying to figure out the kind of life that children experience here in diaspora, what is actually happening happening here in diaspora? Who are your friends in diaspora? Where do you run to in diaspora, wherever you may be listening to us from? And everything that happens here, you're gonna get it from your home of African music. And we don't forget our artists out there, diaspora artists. If you are an artist out there, you are doing your music out there, that's where we are called your home of African music, from wherever you may be. I'm gonna play. So many people have actually been sending their music to us, and I'm telling you, it's a future. Remember, yes, you can listen to www.cradior.com. You're gonna listen to live music. I'm very telling you, 24 hours non-stop African hits on www.cradior.com. The combination, the music is actually done out there by DJ TP, DJ Cisse, all the way from Kenya. You're gonna get every music that you need. My piano, I'm telling you. And from September, I have some good news for you, because there's so many things that might be happening here on your home of African music. Yes, from Amapiano, we shall be teaching you what kind of music. Sometimes we listen to music which you don't know what does it mean. And some of us hear about Amapiano that currently is pushing the African continent to another level. What is Amapiano? Where did it begin? All the way from South Africa, but how? What does Amapiano mean? All this we're gonna receive it from September. Coming from September, I'm telling you, we're gonna be having a special host here. We're gonna introduce to you on when time comes. And I'm telling you, most of you have been asking about rumba music. Oh, rumba music. Why don't we have a rumba edition on Radio R 99.2 FM? I have always told you, our fans out there, your cries has always been heard. And from September here, I'm telling you, rumba edition is coming up next year, and we're gonna tell you when time comes who is gonna host the rumba edition. Is it gonna be Kanidu Richards? Is it gonna be Aggie herself? Is it gonna be DJ TP? Is it gonna be DJ Obi Tries? Is it gonna be DJ Cisse? Is it gonna be the Kingdom Talk Show? But I'm telling you, the rumba edition is coming soon on your screens, on your ears. I'm telling you, we're gonna stream it live from your home of African music here, so keep it on. There's so many things that are coming out there. And I have one special request for all people out there, my brothers and sisters who came all the way from Africa. You came through the sea, you came the way you came here, but I'm gonna tell you, to all refugees out there, to all our immigrants out there, and the people who came here, I'm telling you, there is something that is coming from this September. We have a lot from this September that is coming you. We're gonna teach you actually, when you come here in diaspora through the sea, when you arrive here and you are being called a refugee, you are another other part of life whereby we need to know where to begin it. I have someone special who will be teaching you out here. When you arrive on this land, when you arrive in diaspora, what are you supposed to follow? What are you supposed to do so that you don't have problems with the police out there, have problems with people out there who are responsible to follow you out in, day out. I'm telling you, all this, you can avoid all this stress, but this one is coming on the home of African music from this September. Actually, they have a lot of things that are coming all in your home of African music. And let me talk to those people who are actually on holiday, like Aggie right now. I'm telling you, there is one home where you can be. Jab's Holiday Homes. Jab's Holiday Homes is actually located in Mombasa, if I can just be specific. Mombasa, Mtwapa. For those people who are traveling to Kenya, who wish to travel to Kenya, yes, there's some good news for you. Jab's Holidays Homes is actually here for you. Jab's Holiday Homes is actually located in Mombasa, as I said before. You can join them here, and if you are arriving at Nairobi at late night, at curfew hours, why do you want to stress yourself with the police out there? I understand there is a curfew in Kenya from a certain period of time, which I'm not clear if it is at 8 actually, or at 10 in the evening. But I'm telling you, why stress yourself? On Jab's Holiday Homes, they have some apartments actually near the airport, almost some 3 kilometers away from JKIA. Have a sleep on Jab's Holiday Homes. Jab's apartment serviced next to Leibon Hotel, I'm talking about, in Nairobi. Remember, you can call them. The code is +254 791 606 914. The number is on our screens, and if you're listening to us out there, I'm very sure you know what we are talking about. Talk to us, listen to us, and remember, today we are talking about Diaspora, yes, Chronicles, Diaspora Chronicles. What is happening here in diaspora? Talk to us, tell us what do you think on AGGY'S live talk show. And as I told you, my guest or my co-host here tonight is TP Kwaku, DJ Kwaku TP, just seated here next to me. Remember, DJ Kwaku TP, born in London, and he knows actually what it means to be born here in diaspora. And I can tell you, coming here in diaspora, what do I experience? What are some of the experiences that I have seen here in diaspora? We're gonna talk about that in a short while after a very short commercial break.
Real World presents
taking you on a music journey around Africa and the world.
The station with the best music.
For your daily shows and African hits, Canada, DJ Drazi and Divina Richards on Radio Ara 99.2 FM.
99.2 FM.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany. You came all the way from Africa. Life has been a journey. Race, culture, color, and language. On Diaspora Chronicles, Agnes K. Frolich brings you AGGY'S live talk show. On 99.2 FM, your home of African music. Radio Ara. This is AGGY'S live talk show.
Yes, AGGY'S live talk show. I'm telling you, it's a boy Canada Richard here. And for so many of you, I have actually answered your question where AGGY is right now. She's gonna tell us more when she comes back from the holiday. But today, my co-host here, today sharing to bring up the AGGY'S live talk show to you is DJ Kwaku TP. Remember, we are talking about Diaspora Chronicles, what is happening in Africa, comparing these these two continents, or in wherever you are in diaspora. You can be in USA. Thank you so much. Actually, we have friends listening to us from USA. Thank you so much for always tuning in and for the positive messages that you are leaving out there on YouTube. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radio RFM. There's so many things that are happening. Kwaku TP.
Yes.
Coming back to the topic here on why we are in diaspora, why we are fighting our parents out there to give us some pieces of land.
You raised a good point with there's a point you raised that I want to sort of reflect on, and that was there are some people there who are trying to kill their parents, or they're waiting on their parents to go and to have that land, even if they're not in the will.
Yeah, sure.
I think that can happen anywhere and everywhere you are.
All right.
People, not necessarily the land, but people waiting for the inheritance. Because I've heard stories of people in the diaspora, white, black, whatever color they are, killing their parents for their inheritance. Even you hear stories of this in America.
All right.
There's a lot of things that we experience in Africa that are not just Africa. So I think what is the solution, but I think one thing that needs to be enforced in the minds of the people that we raised is not one thing that needs to be enforced, but we need to make sure they have the correct mentality, and making sure they understand that in this life, nothing's given to you for free.
Nothing is given to you for free. Because I thought actually it's an African thing. Now I'm just hearing something new here, that even here in diaspora, people are fighting their fathers to get their land. This is happening. We have seen it on TV. For those people who are not only in TV, I've seen it live. From wherever I come from, I can tell you for free, it happens. People are out there waiting for the dads and the mothers to die to inherit the thing. That's why I was telling. That's why the question you asked me first, when if I was born here, how was to be my life? And I told you I was to be lazy. That's one thing I'm telling. I would not have worked harder the way I'm doing right now, and I thank God for that. And what I told in my life, because I have seen it in wherever I come from, whereby people want to fight for a very small size of land, and they are fighting with their brothers, they are fighting with their fathers. I don't know why they acquire all this time. And at the end of the day, if they are being got together to discuss on that particular matter, why are they fighting? It's a very small piece of land. It's either they are trying to cross a very small boundary to the next part of it. It happens, and people kill themselves because of that. But surprisingly, it doesn't happen actually not only in Africa or where I come from, here in diaspora. It happens too. But to me now, coming to the conclusion of that is, what are we supposed to teach our children who are growing to avoid that kind of mentality? Because myself, as a father, I would like my child not to know that people fight to acquire their father's land. I'll try to teach him to hustle fast because I don't want to make him know that in future when you are 18, I'm going to give you a car and tell you to move out of my house. I just want him to know that he should be working hard wherever he may be doing his studies and all that.
It's a difficult one because
it's a difficult one.
Yeah, I think you can instill the mentality in your child that nothing in this world is given. You have to work for it.
Sure.
But at the same time, you want your child to have the best start in life. I don't know. I think you just be honest with them and say, like, again, just say what I said. Be honest is the main thing, and I don't know. It's a tough one. I'm not a parent yet, so I don't know.
I think the child has to understand the background that you are in. Most of them understand that. There are so many people understand that my parents are really struggling. It's not their fault that they are struggling to bring you up. That's the kind of life that you are born into. And as a parent, we grow up with different children who will tell us this is what happens with my parents, this is where we are going for holidays. I think we should be looking on a way to tell our children now this is where we are, and that's why we are pushing this way. And most of the children, we have to make them happy according to that kind of situation that they are, because we can't live
how do you do that?
Is to be honest to my child.
Okay.
And tell him, yes, I am at this situation because I'm trying to get something down for you. Because most of the children will always understand.
Yeah.
They will always understand, because it's sometimes it's about happiness.
Yeah.
It doesn't, because I remember one day we didn't have a TV. We could look at it, our neighbor's place. But my dad will always tell us, one time you could have your own TV. And when he bought the first TV, let me tell you, the whole apartment, because in Kenya in Nairobi particularly, we lived in a five-store building, and to show you, they knew that we have a new TV in that whole thing. But all I'm trying to say, talk to your kids, tell them honestly, this is what we have, and maybe in future there will be a better life. And because we are your parents, this is what we can give you. Work hard so that you may change our life in future.
I agree. Also, to add to that, I think it's what our parents taught us is the right thing to continue to teach our children and more.
Sure.
Be like, work hard, this is what we did, and this is why we did what we did. And really, I think we definitely give our children direction in terms of saying, yes, you may be given what I have, but it doesn't mean you should stop there. This means you should build on it. And for your children, give them more than what I had and what you had, so that so you can, if it's to keep our name going on, the legacy, or if it's just to make sure, life is just easier for them. I think continue to preach or to teach or to use your life experiences to teach our children and instill in them that same mentality to their children, but at the same time enjoy what they have.
All right. Thank you so much. And if you're joining us right now, remember we have a couple of minutes to the top of the hour to the Kingdom Talk Show coming up next. Remember Apostle Linda Edwards, or I'm telling you, Eberhard Lumb is actually coming next for the show today for the Kingdom the Talk Show. And to come to the point, actually, there's one last question we may be discussing. It's not a question, it's just somebody asked here, should the diaspora return home before they can contribute to the development of Africa, or they could do so while remaining abroad?
Is that a question for TP?
It's not a question for TP, it's a question for us. Someone is asking out there, and it can be a very difficult question. Peter Ongaki, thank you so much for joining us. He's asking for a Radio R t-shirt. Peter, you might be getting your Radio R t-shirt next time when we see each other. Thank you so much. Coming to this question, should diasporians actually who are in here contribute to the development of Africa, or they should do while remaining abroad? That question is a very broad topic, as I can say. We might be contributing to the development of Africa in one way or another. Most of Africans who are living here in diaspora might be contributing to Africa's development, but not knowing they are doing so.
Yeah.
So the question can be very broad, and with the modern technology and the globalization, I can say, of the Africa diaspora, it doesn't have that you have to return home to contribute to the development of the continent. The continent is very large. The countries are over 54, or they are 54, and from abroad, you can contribute with necessarily not relocating actually. And with that sense, what I mean, you could. We are actually there are different Africans living in diaspora with different highly qualified professions, engineers, we have doctors, we have advocates, and with the modern technology that we are talking actually in this moment, relocating or moving back to Africa to develop African continent, it maybe apply a very tiny percentage to the knowledge that we have acquired here in diaspora. Investing, I think the issue to put in a place to mechanism that would actually allow us to apply to the continent in Africa, it might be very, very little. Because what we have learned here, we might be coming back to Africa as engineers, working right now at Mercedes-Benz, working at the automobile industry. Coming back home, we don't have the automobile industry, meaning I can't come to Africa to contribute to that kind of to contribute to the African continent, whereby we don't have the facilities that are required for me with my profession from here as a doctor, as an engineer, to contribute that to Africa. For me, I think sometimes Africans in diaspora, it's better they contribute to the African continent while in Africa and according to what they have developed. But if in any case in future I may use what I've learned here in diaspora to come and contribute it to Africa, create jobs to Africa, and have the same knowledge that I have here to develop something back at home in Africa, maybe I might be developing Africa while I'm in Africa. But it's either way, and this question, it's very broad, very broad to answer it in one or two sentences. So what do you think, Tite?
I think first looking at, so the question was what's the question again? Should
we diasporians, Africans in diaspora living here, contribute to the development of Africa while in Africa or while in diaspora?
So if I step back and look at that question just as that question is, should we? My opinion is yes. Do we have to? No. Nobody has to do anything.
Sure.
So could you do it whilst you're abroad? Yes, you can do it from anywhere, and it's by any way, shape or form. Even if it's you, the money that you make, you give it to a family member, and the family member uses that to buy something in Africa. That's contributed.
That's contributing, yeah.
Because what the way the money works is, you buy from a shop. The shop, when they get more money, they can buy more products, which they buy products in the country, and it helps the economy because the country also contributes to tax. This is the domino effect. So there's more than one way of helping the economy. Buying land is helping the economy to some extent, but it's not as much as when you are buying stuff for a shop. If you buy land, then build on the land, and you buy the materials, you create using local tradespeople to do it. That's contributing to the economy, because in turn the money still be there. But if you're contributing, like buying, but you think you're contributing by buying land, it's only a small part compared to what else you could be doing.
Sure.
So there's more. Yeah, you can do it from far. You can do it there. As you mentioned, some of the things that you've learned, you could take it back. But not everybody, but there's so many different ways. If the industry is not there, yes, some people have the drive and the zeal to start a business, but not everybody is like that. Some people just want to contribute what they have and the knowledge they have in with another company, with another business that's already set up. So there's so many different ways of contributing.
I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And I'm telling you, from wherever you may be listening to us from, I hope we have tried to answer the question. But the question, remember, it's very broad. Thank you for those who are actually trying to send their questions here. Because of time, there is no, they're going to ask it to you. But we have some 9 minutes to the top of the hour to the Kingdom Talk Show right here. And I'm going to get you one thing. For those people who are trying to ask, can Africans invest while they are in here, while they are in Africa? There's so many things you can do out there, wherever you can be thinking of. But that question, I'm very sure I might be directing it to Aggy's talk show. When Aggy comes back, she might be talking more about that because she deals with such questions more importantly than us here. But it's a broad topic, as TP has explained, as I try to explain to you. It's not a topic that can be done only today and is today finished. But let me just tell some people out there, and if you are in diaspora actually, and how you can invest back home, wherever you may be listening to. If you come from East Africa, you want to invest with your car out there, let me give you one option. There is only one company out there that is called Phonex Capital. Remember, Phonex Capital is here for your auto logbook owns. We all have cars back at home waiting for diasporans to land back in JKIA, to land back in wherever they are landing, in wherever airport you're landing in East Africa. To East Africa out there, remember, that car can be making money while it's waiting for you out there. Take it to Phonex Capital. Remember, all you need is your logbook. Give you a logbook out there. Remember to dial the number if you are here in diaspora, +254 705 408 967, or you can just dial +254 712 004 669. Remember to dial this number. Ask them your logbook loans. Remember, the loans are actually processed under 2 hours. You need no account, no CRB, nothing. Just walk in, just drive in with your car, with your logbook, make an agreement. You walk out with your car and with some cash on the same day. Cash processed under 2 hours. Pay your school fees out there. Take your children to school out there. Start a very small business while in diaspora. And this is how we are building Africa while still staying here in diaspora. For those who have been joining us, thank you so much. And my co-host here, TP, thank you so much for assisting me take actually Aggy's live talk show to the next level. Do you have anything out there for the diasporans listening to us before we hand over to the Kingdom Talk Show?
Firstly, thank you for having me. Thank you, Aggy, for this platform as well. My last words are, no matter where you are, the thing that you need the most is the correct mentality. You could be born wherever you be born in the UK, be born in Africa, but if you do not have the correct mentality in order to survive, you will not survive. Because I know people who grew up with like me, who are born in the UK like me, are black and their parents are from Ghana, but they're in prison, or they're dead, or whatever. So it's all about the mentality is important as well, and what your parents teach you, what we teach our children.
What we teach our children, the mentality that we have here. If you are here in diaspora, African diaspora, everywhere you may be listening to us from, thank you so much. That's been your boy Kanedo Richards here. And let me just briefly give you some breaking news actually from here in Germany. If you're listening to me out there, we have the Germany and Bayern Munich legend. We are talking about Gerd Müller, who has died at the age of 75. For those people who love sports, you know what I'm talking about. Gerd Müller is what you're talking about, has died at the age of 75. Remember the former World Cup winner known as Der Bomber, for those, Der Bomber actually, for those who are understanding what we are talking about, was one of Germany's greatest ever strikers, scoring 68 times, for the national team, and the remarkable 566 times for Bayern Munich to establish him as their own time leading career scorer. I'm telling you, from wherever you may be listening to us, Germany's legend, he has also actually hit 68 goals in 62 caps for the African national team, for the Germany national team rather, and has only recently surpassed Michael Klose, for those who know him, in 2014, who retired with 71 goals. Remember, among Müller's major honors of international level were World Cup, where he scored the winning goal in 1974, when I was not born, and I also know DJ Kwaku TP we were not born against the Netherlands. This was 1974. He also amassed many honors with Bayern German, including the European Cups, 4 Germany League titles, and 4 DVB Cups. I'm telling you, rest in peace, the legend himself. I'm talking about Germany and Bayern's Munich legend Gerd Müller, who has died at the age of 75. From your home of African music here, I'm telling you, thank you so much for those who have been joining us. Yes, until next time, until next Sunday, let me tell you, the Kingdom Talk Show is coming up next in actually 6 minutes time. So keep it on and let's have the word of God from Eberhard Lump, who is actually joining us right now from your home of African music. Thank you so much for those who have been listening to out there. Until next time, bye bye from us.
Mambo vipi, naitwa Mili Mars aka the Sugar Queen kutoka East Africa Tanzania kupitia 99.2 FM Radio R. Enjoy.
Naitwa Stopper the Rhyme Maker, the bad rapper, the ACD Dan Dada.
Watu wangu kupitia 99.2 Radio R live from Germany.
Yeah, this is Linux Sandem Jada.
Naitwa Matan, msanii wa nyimbo za kizazi kipya nchini Tanzania.
Hello, mambo vipi, what's up? Naitwa Linosanga all the way from 255 Tanzania.
Yeah, ni Zedanto hapa ndani ya Radio R.
Yo, tunaitwa Africa Music. Yo, bwana inakuaje watu wangu, Risho Boy is a business live and direct kutoka Mbeya City. Unasikiliza Radio R au sio 99.2 au vipi bwana?
99.2 FM.
99.2 FM.
Live from Stuttgart City, Germany.